The government is not really for the people anymore. The government is for commercial interests. It's all about business. It's all about their donors. It's all about, the military industrial complex, the people that profiteer from us going to war, that profiteer from terror and conflict around the world. The CIA and the NSA and all these spy agencies, the entire intelligence community is really just a lobbying group for people who want to make money with war. That is what this is all about. And their business is done by murdering millions of people. There's one law for them, one law for us. It's all about the commercial interest, the money. It's not about the people anymore. And this awakening is happening, it's showing itself, and it's only going to grow. And I think over the next decade and two, we're going to see more and more people getting elected that are not the deep state candidates, that are like Trump, where people have hope that he will actually go in there and disrupt the corruption and change things. And it will become increasingly difficult for the deep state to maintain their power within politics. And that is why, and I find this the most incredible development right now in the United States, 25% of the Democratic candidates in this 2018 election are intelligence community members. They are people from the CIA, from the NSA, because the deep state realizes we can no longer rely on our puppets, because the people have been waking up to the fact we now need to put our own people into Congress and the Senate and take over power that way. And, this is an act of desperation. That is how I see it. And they realize that their power is fading, that they are getting more and more exposed, and that ultimately they might completely be destroyed because of people that understand what's going on. And one of the big motors that is driving this is WikiLeaks and Julian Assange, and everyone should support this guy 100%. We have exposed the fake news media. We have shown how they really operate. Sometimes you need to put someone in place you would never think should be president, just to expose them, to expose the ways they work and how the system works. And the deep state has gone too far this time, because all of this media reporting about Russia, every day, in and out, people are getting it. People are understanding now, well, we can't trust our media. And that is what gives rise to other alternative media organizations now. So to everyone who hates Trump and the fact that I supported Trump, it also opens the eyes of a lot of people. And that is really the greatest achievement of Trump's election, is that everyone now understands you cannot trust the media. They are lying to you day in, day out, because they are in bed with the same people that cause all these wars, that want to sell their weapons, that want to be intelligence contractors, that shift billions and billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars every year from the taxpayer into their own pockets, And that is really why we are seeing this media landscape to be so completely obedient to the state and not reporting to us anymore what's really going on. Investigative journalism is mostly dead. And there are really only a handful of rebels left that are reporting the truth. And that is why it's so important that we all get behind WikiLeaks and that we support new alternative media organizations. The truth is the enemy of the deep state. The truth is what keeps us informed and make informed decisions. If we are informed about why they go to war and what the real consequences of it are and everything, then we wouldn't go to war. They need to keep us dumb. They need to try and manipulate the media and do all this propaganda work. Let me give you one example. Every Hollywood movie, right, that is about war is mostly a heroic propaganda piece for the US military. You know, how all these soldiers and everyone hug each other and how great it is, the camaraderie, and, you know, how we're fighting for a free world and, yeah, we are the best. But in reality, when you look at it, all these Hollywood studios directly, indirectly benefit financially for making these movies. They get tax cuts. They get access to military machinery. The CIA has a huge department just for working with movie makers to basically influence their scripts, influence their stories. Well, if you say it in that way, then you can have access to this plane carrier and you can film our fighter jets and all this stuff. So, you know, it's not just the media that is being manipulated to sell us wars. It is also Hollywood that turns these wars into some kind of awesome thing that the US government does, and that the US is such a good operator globally that we should all just be happy that we have such a good force for peace and righteousness. But in reality, when you really look at the truth and you read some of these WikiLeaks documents, you see that none of it is the reality. It's all a big fake story. You know, these people that are going to war and killing millions of innocent people, they are the devil. They are evil. There's nothing righteous in what they do. But they are very sophisticated in lying to us. They have really mastered the way of manipulating the information that we get, how we get it, how we consume it, and to make us feel like, yeah, it's okay. You know, what they're doing is just for the good. I don't need my privacy. Come on, I'm doing nothing wrong. They can spy on all of us, you know, and the reason why you think that way is because they have manipulated you over decades with their propaganda in a very sophisticated way. And all these companies, these large US tech companies, they are now in bed with the deep state, and they love it because what do they get in return? They get more power. Their businesses are less scrutinized. They get away with more stuff where the government would usually say, you know, long time ago, well, maybe that's not really appropriate that you sell this user data to all these companies. And at the same time, they are at the table with the most powerful people in the world. It makes them feel powerful. It makes them feel like we are part of something bigger. You know, we are insiders now. The deep state is a business. It's a business operation, okay? The Russia department of the deep state is a significant percentage of their business. Imagine if all of a sudden relations with Russia were friendly and we are at peace and we are cooperating and everything is happy. That means that this large department has to shut down or has to significantly be reduced in its numbers, which ultimately means a significant budget cut for the deep state. And obviously, they don't want that. It is not Russia that hacked the DNC. It is their very own conduct that an individual was so unhappy with, thought it was so unfair and dishonest and unethical that that person decided, I want the truth to be known. This is how we get the truth. It's people on the inside, like Snowden, seeing what's happening, how our rights are being undermined, how the processes are being perverted to achieve an outcome that is predetermined, that some powerful people have made in a boardroom and are now pushing down our throats. You know, and it is sad that Hillary Clinton is still seen by quite a large number of people in the US as a clean operator. She is a complete fraud, a criminal scum. And I'm really happy, even though it's really a tiny role that I played, but I'm really happy that I was a part of stopping her from becoming president. And I'm really proud of WikiLeaks for having had their part in stopping that crazy bitch becoming president. Excuse my language. She is a bitch.